A very good morning to all of you, and once again I welcome you all to the GK Today platform. First of all, I am really very sorry as I was unable to take the classes from past 10 days because I was out of the town for some reason. But GK Today will make you sure that you do not suffer any type of loss because of us. So that's why in this video we'll be doing the questions from past 10 days. That means we'll cover the questions from 21st of February up to 2nd of March. And we have taken top 100 questions from the past 10 days. And still, if any important news would be missed, then we will cover it in the revision section later on. Okay. I hope this would cover our loss. And once again, I'm really very sorry for inconvenience. Okay, now let's start and be patient with me from question number 1 up to question number 100. First question is, which city hosts the World Government Summit 2023? So this World Government Summit 2023 is being held in Dubai, and the Crown Prince of Dubai has honored the winners of the Global Government Excellence Award. So this award basically recognizes exceptional government initiatives, practices, and officials from around the world, and entrepreneur Elon Musk has taken the center stage on the final day of this World Government Summit in Dubai. Only thing here relevant is the host for World Government Summit is the city Dubai. Next is Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary, which was seen in the news recently, is located in which state or the Union Territory? So Rajasthan State Forest Department has proposed to construct a zoo inside the Keoladeo National Park, which is a World Heritage Site popularly known as Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary. So this wetland ex situ conservation establishment basically aims to display a range of wetland species including rhinos, water buffaloes, crocodiles, dolphins, and exotic species, right? Also AFD, which is an arm of the French government, has agreed to fund up to 1200 crore rupees for over the next 8 years. Okay, and now experts raise the questions about the zoo, which is to become up in a significant habitat for the migratory birds. Only thing here relevant is Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary lies in the state of Rajasthan, and Rajasthan was also in news these days because the Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Mr. Ashok Gehlot, has announced an inflation relief package of 19,000 crore rupees in the state's budget for 2023 to 24. So this package basically aims to provide relief to the masses from rising prices, and it includes different type of facilities like free food packets every month to the poor families, LPG cylinders for 500 rupees under the Ujjwala scheme, and free electricity up to 100 units per month to the domestic consumers. And the coverage amount was raised from 10 lakh rupees to 25 lakh rupees under Chiranjeevi Swasthya Bima Yojana. Fine. So you can be asked that which state has announced an inflation relief package of 19,000 crore rupees in the state's budget for 2023 to 24. Answer would be Rajasthan State Government. Next is retired Brigadier B.D. Mishra has been appointed as the Governor or Lieutenant Governor of which state or the Union Territory? So President of India Draupadi Murmu has appointed governors in 12 different states and a Union Territory while accepting the resignation of 2 governors. Who are these? First is Maharashtra's Bhagat Singh Koshyari, and second is the Governor of Ladakh, Radha Krishnan Mathur. Okay. So Jharkhand Governor Mr. Ramesh Bais is now the Governor of Maharashtra, and Arunachal Pradesh Governor Brigadier B.D. Mishra has been appointed as Lieutenant Governor of Ladakh Union Territory. Fine. So now he is the new Lieutenant Governor of Ladakh Union Territory. Next is what is the theme of the 14th edition of Aero India event that was held in 2023? So Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the 14th edition of Asia's largest aero show, that is Aero India event in Bengaluru in the state of Karnataka. And it was organized for total 5 days under the theme The Runway to a Billion Opportunities. So it basically displays India's growth in aerospace and defense capabilities, and also our defense minister hosted the Defense Ministers Conclave, where the defense ministers of friendly foreign countries participated. Fine. So two things are important. First is, which state was the host for the 14th edition of Aero India event? This is Karnataka state. And what was the theme this year? The Runway to a Billion Opportunities. Next question is, what is the rate of inflation based on wholesale price index for the month of January 2023? So the annual rate of inflation based on All India wholesale price index number is 4.73% for the month of January 2023, and this value was 4.95% in December 2022. And what are the reasons behind this decline in the rate of inflation? Contributed by mineral oils, chemicals and chemical products, textiles, crude petroleum and natural gas, etc. So Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade releases the index numbers of wholesale price in India on monthly basis, right? So what is the rate of inflation based on WPI for January 2023? This is 4.73%. Can anyone tell me what was the rate of inflation based on Consumer Price Index for January month? Do let me know in the comments if you remember. Next is Kala Ghoda Art Festival, which was seen in the news recently, is held at which city? So Kala Ghoda Association's Kala Ghoda Arts Festival was recently organized in Mumbai in the state of Maharashtra. And this festival began in 1999 and has evolved into different type of multidisciplinary street art festival. So this festival was held after 2 years at its iconic venue in Mumbai, and it includes a number of verticals such as children, food, dance, literature, heritage walks, etc. Fine. Only thing relevant is Kala Ghoda Art Festival belongs to Mumbai, Maharashtra. Next is, which country awards the prestigious Wolf Prize? Actually, the winners of 2023 Wolf Prize were announced recently, and the 8 recipients come from 5 different countries, and 3 of the laureates are from US itself. Okay, so this prize is given by Israel country, and it has been awarded since 1978, and it is considered as one of the world's most prestigious awards for scientific and artistic achievement. So the scientific categories include, for example, medicine, agriculture, mathematics, chemistry and physics. And the art categories are in painting, sculpting, music and architecture. Fine. So Israel awards this prestigious Wolf Prize, and this year 8 recipients were honored with this prize who are from different 5 countries. Okay. Next is, what is the theme of the Financial Literacy Week 2023? So Reserve Bank of India conducts the Financial Literacy Week every year since 2016 to propagate financial education messages. And this year it was observed during 13th to 17th of February, and the theme was Good Financial Behavior, Your Savior. Okay. Basically the theme focuses on saving, planning and budgeting and prudent use of digital financial services. Okay. So RBI celebrates this week every year to propagate the financial education messages. And what was the theme for 2023? It is Good Financial Behavior, Your Savior. Now, apart from it, the government has recently launched a mobile application named as Khanan Prahari, and also a web application, coal mine surveillance and management system for reporting unauthorized coal mining activities. An objective of this application was to detect the participation against illegal mining by the receipt of citizens' complaints through mobile application. So you can be asked that Khanan Prahari application, which was seen in the news recently, is associated with which union ministry? So answer would be Ministry of Mines. Okay. Next is, which Gulf country recently announced that it will send its first ever woman astronaut on a space mission? So Saudi Arabia will send its first ever woman astronaut on a space mission later this year. And the woman astronaut Rayana Barnabi will join Ali Al-Karni on a 10-day mission to the International Space Station. So they will fly to the ISS aboard a SpaceX Dragon spacecraft as part of a mission by the private space company Axiom Space. And Peggy Whitson will be along with them there, who is a former NASA astronaut. And also you have to remember that UAE was the first Arab country to send one of its citizens into space in the year 2019. Okay. Now can you tell me, Cyclone Gabrielle has hit which country? Answer would be New Zealand. So due to this reason, New Zealand has declared a state of emergency after Cyclone Gabrielle. Okay. Next is, as per the recent data, which big state allocated the highest proportion of their budget towards education? So among the big states in the country, Chhattisgarh allocated the most proportion of their budget towards education in financial year 23. Basically, Chhattisgarh has allotted 18.82% of the state's estimated net budget expenditure to education, while Bihar has allocated 18.3%. And the states that spent a higher proportion of their budget expenditure on education are Delhi, Assam and Himachal Pradesh. And they have allocated 22%, 20% and 19% respectively. Okay. So among the big states, Chhattisgarh has allocated the highest proportion of their budget towards education. Next question is, Article 93 of the Indian Constitution, which was seen in the news recently, is associated with the appointment of which position? So Article 93 of Indian Constitution basically mandates the election of Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay. And the Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha is the second highest ranking legislative official in the House of People. Why this article is in news these days? Because Supreme Court has recently issued the notices to the center and 5 states over the failure to elect a deputy speaker. Which are these 5 states? Rajasthan, Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Jharkhand. Okay. So Article 93 of the Indian Constitution deals with Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. Next is, which state recently approved competitive examination ordinance to prevent unfair means in recruitment? So Uttarakhand Competitive Examination Ordinance 2023 was approved by the state government recently, and the objective of the ordinance is to prevent the offences that adversely affect the process of competitive examinations. So the anti-cheating law has the provisions providing hefty fines of up to 10 crore rupees and life imprisonment for the guilty people. Okay. So recently this ordinance has been approved by Uttarakhand state government. Next is, who coined the term Bimaru, the acronym for Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh? So this term was coined by the late demographer Mr. Ashish Bose in a paper that was presented to the former Indian Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. And the term Bimaru is actually an acronym for Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. Basically, these states are those that are considered to be lagging behind in the overall economic growth and basic amenities like education and health care. Fine. So this Bimaru term was coined by Mr. Ashish Bose, and which states comes under this Bimaru? Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. Next is Periyar Tiger Reserve, which was seen in the news recently, is a protected area in which state? So Periyar Tiger Reserve is a protected area in the state of Kerala, and it was declared as a national park in 1982. So recently a 4-day bird survey was conducted here by the State Forest Department, and they have identified 231 bird species in this Periyar Tiger Reserve. And among these birds, 14 were endangered, 20 were endemic to the Western Ghats. And also it found the presence of 11 bird species that were not recorded during the previous surveys. Okay, so since a survey has been conducted in this tiger reserve, that's why you can be asked about it as a static GK question. So Periyar Tiger Reserve lies in the state of Kerala. Next is, which is the first European country to approve a law that grants paid menstrual leave? So recently Spain country became the first European country to approve a law that will grant the paid menstrual leave. And it is a part of broader legislation that also provides increased access to abortion in the public hospitals. So this new Spanish legislation provides paid medical leave for the women who suffer from severe period pain. And also it allows the workers who are suffering from menstrual pain to take as much time off as required. Okay, so Spain is the first European country that has approved a law to grant paid menstrual leave. Satellite, which was seen in the news recently, was successfully launched by which country? So this satellite is the world's first cloud-built demonstration satellite, and it was fully conceived, designed and manufactured with Antares end-to-end cloud platform. So this satellite was successfully launched recently with the help of SSLV D2 rocket that has been developed by ISRO, that is Indian Space Research Organization. So here correct answer would be India. This satellite belongs to the country India. Next is Adi Mahotsav is a national tribal festival organized by which organization? So this Mahotsav is a national tribal festival organized by TriFed, full form is Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation. And this nationwide festival celebrates the Indian tribal communities, traditional art, culture, craft, gastronomy and trade, and special emphasis will be placed on exhibiting the millets that have been grown by the tribal people. Okay, so Adi Mahotsav is organized by TriFed, the full form of which is Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation. Okay, next is Shinkula Tunnel is proposed to be constructed in which state or the Union Territory? So recently the Union Cabinet has approved the construction of Shinkula Tunnel, and the proposed tunnel will provide all-weather connectivity in Ladakh. So this is expected to be a major asset for tourism and other economic activities in the region. And also it will benefit the economy of the Zanskar Valley, right? So basically it would cover a distance of 4.1 kilometers, and it will be constructed at an altitude of 16,580 feet by the Border Roads Organization, and it is expected to be the world's highest tunnel as well. Okay, so Shinkula Tunnel is to be set up in the Union Territory of Ladakh. Next is Nadi, which was seen in the news recently, is a city in which country? Actually, the 12th World Hindi Conference is being organized in the Nadi, which is a city in the Pacific island nation of Fiji. And this year the theme is Hindi, Traditional Knowledge to Artificial Intelligence. And the World Hindi Conference is a key global platform that promotes Hindi language and literature in the international arena. Fine. So Nadi lies in Fiji country, and this year the theme for International Conference on Hindi is Hindi, Traditional Knowledge to Artificial Intelligence. Next is 22nd Rang Bharat Mahotsav was organized in which city? So the 22nd edition of the Rang Bharat Mahotsav is being organized in New Delhi by the National School of Drama. And this Mahotsav is a kind of international theatre festival. So this festival will showcase 33 plays in New Delhi and 47 plays in 9 other major cities, which include Jammu, Bhopal, Guwahati, Ranchi, Nasik, Rajahmundry, Kewadia, Jaipur and Srinagar. And also the festival will feature various related events like book launches, national and international seminars, and the master classes by the theatre experts. Okay. So 22nd Rang Bharat Mahotsav was organized in New Delhi. Next is, what is the name of the first cruise ship manufactured in India? So the MV Ganga Vilas is a river cruise ship manufactured in India, and it was flagged off in January 2023 by the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So Ganga Vilas is also the longest motor vessel of its kind in the world, and it is also significant as the first cruise ship to be manufactured in India. So right now it is on course to creating a world record for sailing the longest along several river systems. It has entered Assam from Bangladesh, which is 39 days after leaving Varanasi. Okay, so the name of the first cruise ship that has been manufactured in India is MV Ganga Vilas. Next is, which city is the host of the Technotex 2023 event of Ministry of Textile? So Technotex 2023 is the flagship event of the Ministry of Textiles, and it will be organized in Mumbai in collaboration with FICCI. And the main purpose is to promote textile that are specifically designed for specific purposes. Fine. What is the full form of FICCI? Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. Next is, which city is the host of International Engineering and Technology Fair 2023? So this fair was inaugurated recently by the President of India, Draupadi Murmu, in New Delhi, and this is the 25th edition of the global fair, and it covers 11 areas of emerging technologies, and it provides a global platform to bring together policymakers, technical experts, CEOs, etc. to promote technology. Okay, so which city is the host of International Engineering and Technology Fair? This is New Delhi. Next is, Jal Jan Abhiyan was recently inaugurated in which state or the Union Territory? So Prime Minister Narendra Modi has addressed the Jal Jan Abhiyan in the state of Rajasthan, and it is jointly implemented by the Ministry of Jal Shakti and the Brahma Kumaris organization. So this Abhiyan is a type of campaign that seeks to promote the conservation of water, and it involves raising public awareness about the importance of water preservation. So basically it aims to reach 10 million people and organize 10,000 programs. And the Brahma Kumaris organization is currently headquartered in Mount Abu in the state of Rajasthan. Okay, so Jal Jan Abhiyan is the initiative of Rajasthan government. Next is, Kavach 2023 is a national level hackathon organized by which union ministry? So Kavach is a national level hackathon that was launched to find innovative ideas and technological solutions to address the cyber security challenges. And it is being organized by the Union Education Ministry's Innovation Cell, All India Council of Technical Education, Bureau of Police Research and Development, and Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center. Okay, so this is a hackathon that has been organized by Ministry of Education. Now you would have heard about e-Sanjeevani platform, which is also known as the National Consultation Service. Basically, it is a government initiative that provides online outpatient doctor consultation service to the citizens. And the first of its kind scheme was launched in 2019, and it is being implemented by the Union Health Ministry. So this e-Sanjeevani OPD portal and system was developed by the Center for Development of Advanced Computing. And the platform recently registered a new record by delivering teleconsultation services to 10 crore beneficiaries. Okay, so you can be asked that e-Sanjeevani platform is associated with which union ministry? Answer would be Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Next is S3 rocket, which was seen in the news recently, has been developed by which country? So this rocket is a Japanese launch vehicle developed by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries and Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, that is JAXA. So the first launch attempt of the S3 rocket was expected to take place in February 2023. However, it was aborted due to an anomaly in the first stage system. And now the second launch attempt is expected to take place at the end of March this year only. Okay, so S3 rocket is associated with the country Japan. Next is, when is the International Childhood Cancer Day observed? So this day is observed across the global level on 15th of February, and this day commemorates the establishment of the Childhood Cancer International, which is a federation of child cancer support groups from across the world. Okay, so objective is to bring the global awareness about the children with cancer, and also it seeks to provide assistance for them. So this year the slogan is better survival. Fine, so we observe this day on 15th of February. Now on 17th of February we observe a day named as Global Tourism Resilience Day. Okay, objective is to highlight the importance of tourism resilience at the international level. Okay, so this day is observed on 17th of February. Next is, as per the analysis of state electric vehicle policies report, which states have the most comprehensive EV policies? So as per this report, Maharashtra, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh have the most comprehensive EV policies, and over the last 5 years 16 of the 26 states and the union territories have released the EV policies between 2020 and 2022. Okay, so these 3 states are Maharashtra, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. Next is, which state or the union territory recently launched the Shram Shakti scheme? So this scheme was launched recently by the Karnataka state government, and under the scheme the state government will provide a financial help of 500 rupees per head per month to the landless women farm laborers. Okay, and it will be implemented through the direct benefit transfer. So free bus passes for the working women, school and the college going girls, also free skill training initiative for women are part of the scheme. Fine, so Shram Shakti scheme is the initiative of Karnataka state government. Next is, India's first ring metro corridor is expected to be operationalized in 2024 in which state or the union territory? So India's first ring metro corridor is expected to be operationalized in 2024 in New Delhi, and this will be the first and the only ring metro corridor in India. So the total length of this ring metro corridor is 71.5 2.15 kilometers, and it will have a total 8 stations. So this ring metro corridor is expected to ease the travel for passengers from Faridabad, Noida, Ghaziabad and Bahadurgarh. Fine. So it is expected to be operationalized in 2024 in New Delhi. Talking about the Karnataka state government, the state government of Karnataka is planning to establish a 24/7 cybersecurity operation center to safeguard the government websites and online services. Okay. Basically, it will help the government to keep pace with emerging technologies and the cyber threats, and also it would minimize the cost of upgrading and maintaining these technologies. Fine. So you can be asked that which state government has announced a 24/7 cybersecurity operation center. This is Karnataka state. Next is, which is the host of the Global Tech Summit 2023. So the series of G20 tech and business events will begin with the 2-day Global Tech Summit, which is set to begin in Visakhapatnam in the state of Andhra Pradesh. And the GTS may bring many persons from the technology, pharma and agriculture industries to discuss the latest trends and advancement. So nearly 1,000 delegates from more than 25 countries will participate here. Okay. So which city has hosted the Global Tech Summit? Answer would be Visakhapatnam. The state is Andhra Pradesh. Next is, Indian Army organized a women's snow cricket tournament in which state or the Union Territory? So Indian Army has organized a women's snow cricket tournament in the bordering area of Northern Kashmir under the Khelo India initiative for the local female cricketers. And for the first time in India, Indian Army along with the locals organized a women's cricket tournament for the local female cricketers in the area. Okay. So basically it has been organized in Jammu and Kashmir. Next is, Lakshmi Bhandar is a scheme implemented by which state or the Union Territory? So the state government of West Bengal announced its state budget for the year 2023 to 24, and it has broadened several welfare schemes. So it widened the ambit of social welfare scheme like Lakshmi Bhandar, and it has added a new scheme which provide death benefits for fishermen, and it has promised financial assistance for micro enterprise and allocated 3,000 crore rupees for rural road connectivity and repair of urban roads in the state. Okay. So Lakshmi Bhandar is a scheme that is implemented by West Bengal government. Next is, as per the second advanced estimates, what is the estimated food grain production in agricultural year 2022 to 23? So second advanced estimates of production of major crops for agricultural year 2022 to 23 have been released by Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. And as per the second advanced estimates, total food grain production in the country is estimated at record 3235.54 lakh tons, which is higher by 79.38 LMT as compared to previous year 2021 to 22. So this year the estimated food grain production is 3235.54 lakh tons. Next is, Akshdeep Singh and Priyanka Goswami, who were seen in the news recently, play which sport? So recently they have won the National Race Walking Championships 2023 that was held in Ranchi in the state of Jharkhand. And with this, both have qualified for this year's World Championships and also next year's Olympics that is to be held in Paris. Also, India's Ram Babu and Manju Rani set new national records to win the men's 35 km and women's 35 km races respectively. Okay, so both of these sportsperson are associated with race walking. Next is, which city is the host of India International Seafood Show? So this show concluded recently in Kolkata as the government aims to double the seafood exports by 2025. So the total of 370 business meets were held during the event to boost the seafood export, and MPEDA means Marine Product Export Development Authority and the Seafood Exporters Association of India organized this event together. So India's renewed seafood export target will earn $14 billion by the end of 2025 against $7.76 billion in 2021 to 22. Okay. So which city is the host of India International Seafood Show? This is Kolkata. Next is Exercise Dharma Guardian is a joint military exercise held between India and which other country? So the fourth edition of the joint military exercise Dharma Guardian was recently commenced in Japan, and it is between India and Japan. So this annual exercise will promote bilateral relations between India and Japan, and it will enhance the level of defense cooperation between the two forces. And the last edition of Dharma Guardian was held in Belgaum in the state of Karnataka in 2022. Two things are important. Dharma Guardian is the exercise between India and Japan, and this year the venue was Japan. Fine. Next is which city is the host of Global Tourism Investor Summit? So Tourism Ministry will organize the first Global Tourism Investor Summit from this year in New Delhi to showcase the opportunities in the tourism and hospitality sector. So this summit will deliberate on potential opportunities for investment across the tourism segment, including hotels and restaurants, adventure and ecotourism, cruise, and other type of related tourism sectors. Okay. So the host of Global Tourism Investor Summit is New Delhi. Next is what is the rank of India in the OECD Services Trade Restrictiveness Index? So India is ranked at 47th position in the Services Trade Restrictiveness Index that is conducted by OECD, means Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, for the year 2022. And the index includes the sectors like air transport, road freight cover, and the government regulations. And this index takes into consideration the government policies in several sectors that define the ease of trading in those sectors and industries. So based on these factors, this index assigned value to the countries between 0 and 1. Okay. So India was ranked at 47th position in this index. Next is which country passed a new law allowing the gender self-determination? So the Parliament of Spain recently passed a new law that allows the gender self-determination. And the new legislation allows anyone over 16 to change their legally registered gender. And also it eases the abortion limits for those aged 16 and 17 and make the country first in Europe to introduce the paid menstrual leave as well. So a judge will be needed to authorize the change for the minors who are aged between 12 and 14, while those who are aged between 14 and 16 will need the consent of their parents or the guardians if they want to change their gender. Okay. So Spain has passed a new law that allows gender self-determination. Next is which country hosts the Munich Security Conference? So the Munich Security Conference is an annual conference that focuses on global security issues, and it brings senior politicians and the military leaders from across the world to Germany's Munich city. Okay. So in the 2023 conference, which was held recently, a major focus was given to the war in Ukraine, and for the very first time in many years, Russia did not send a delegation to this event. Okay. So Munich City Conference is hosted by the country Germany. Next is Kuno National Park, which was seen in the news recently, lies in which Indian state? So Kuno National Park is a wildlife sanctuary and the national park that lies in the state of Madhya Pradesh, and it is named after the Kuno river and was initially established in 1981 as a wildlife sanctuary. So in 2018, it was granted the National Park status. So as part of the cheetah reintroduction project, 12 more cheetahs were released into the Kuno National Park, bringing the total number of cheetahs to 20. That's why it was in news. Okay. So Kuno National Park lies in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Next is, which state or the union territory is expected to be the most climate vulnerable region in India as per a recent report? So as per the recent report, the economies of India, China and the US will witness the worst impact of the climate change. And this report also revealed that 14 Indian states will remain within the top 100 most climate risk prone territories among more than 2600 regions in the world by 2050. And Bihar, which has the global ranking of 22, is expected to be the most climate vulnerable region in India by the end of 2050. Next is, which city is the host of the first ever G20 Culture Working Group meeting? So the first ever G20 Culture Working Group meeting is set to take place in Khajuraho in the state of Madhya Pradesh. And it will focus on protecting and restoring the cultural properties. So this exhibition will showcase 25 artifacts that have been returned to India after being smuggled out of the country, and goal is to reduce the illicit trafficking of the cultural property by 2030, regulate online trading platforms, and raise the public awareness about the restitution laws and conventions. Fine. So which city is the host of the first ever G20 Culture Working Group meeting? This is Khajuraho. And this is an important question. Next is, Mehrauli Archaeological Park is a heritage area located in which state or the union territory? So this park is an archaeological area in Mehrauli, which is one of the 7 medieval cities that constitute present-day Delhi. So it is situated adjacent to the Qutub Minar World Heritage Site and the Qutub Complex. And it houses over 100 historically important monuments, and it is the only area in Delhi that has had over 1000 years of continuous occupation. So a G20 meeting is set to take place in this park in this year. That's why this park is in news. Okay. So it lies in New Delhi. Next is, Lavani folk art is a traditional dance form famous in which state or the union territory? So Lavani folk art is a traditional art form in which women dancers wearing brightly colored saris perform on the stage before live audience, and this indigenous art form gained popularity during the Peshwa era in the 18th century. So these are various subgenres of Lavani, and the most popular among them is the Shringarik, or you can say the erotic kind. So younger generation of women dancers is accused of vulgarizing the traditional folk art form. That's why it was in news. So Lavani folk art is a traditional dance form from the state of Maharashtra. Next is, Vardi plane X-3 drone was used to carry out transportation of drugs in which Indian state? So this drone was used to carry out a demonstration in the state of Uttarakhand, where it transported 2 kgs of anti-tuberculosis drugs from AIIMS, Rishikesh to a district hospital in Tehri, Garhwal. Okay. And the demonstration covered an aerial distance of around 40 kilometers in just 30 minutes. So this drone is a made in India hybrid eVTOL with a maximum speed of 120 kilometers per hour, and it was developed by Tech Eagle Innovation. Okay, what is this eVTOL? It is electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. Fine. Next is APJ Abdul Kalam Satellite Launch Vehicle Mission 2023 was launched from which Indian state? So the APJ Abdul Kalam Satellite Launch Vehicle Mission 2023 was launched from Pattipolam village in Tamil Nadu by the Martin Foundation in association with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam International Foundation and Space Zone India. So more than 5,000 students from grade 6 to 12 across the country designed and developed 150 PICO satellites which were launched. And the selected students were taught about satellite technology as well. Okay. So here correct answer would be Tamil Nadu. This satellite was launched from Tamil Nadu state. Next is, what is 2011 AG5 which was seen in the news recently? This is your science and technology question. So one of the most elongated asteroids designated as 2011 AG5 passed safely from the Earth at around 1.8 million kilometers. And it is a kind of elongated asteroid with the similar dimensions of Empire State Building, which was discovered for the first time in 2011. So it is measured to be 1600 feet long and around 500 feet wide. Fine. So this is a asteroid. Next is, Amruta Nagarotna scheme is implemented in which Indian state? So Karnataka has recently announced 9,698 crore rupees worth project in the state budget of 2023 to 24 for comprehensive development of the Bangalore city. And under this scheme, works worth 6,000 crore rupees are being implemented in Bangalore. So development of 108 kilometers of roads has been taken up under the high density corridor scheme. Okay. So this scheme is implemented by Karnataka state. Now can you tell me what is the name of the indigenous data link communication that has been developed by the Indian Navy? So Indian Air Force has developed an indigenous data link communication named as Vayu Link. And it uses the Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, that is also known as NAVIC, to send radio communication to the base station when the signals are very low. Okay. So this Vayu-Link system also prevents aircraft collision, and it provides better combat teaming, and also it helps in planning on a real-time basis. Okay. So what is the name of indigenous data link communication developed by the Indian Navy? The name of this is Vayu Link. Next is, which country ranks first in artificial intelligence, skill penetration and talent concentration as per the recent NASSCOM report? So according to a recently published NASSCOM report, India ranks first in artificial intelligence, skill penetration and talent concentration, and also India ranks 5th in artificial intelligence scientific publication. So the report states that tech talent in India is 3 times more better to have artificial intelligence skills than in other countries. And India's artificial intelligence skills penetration factor leads all countries across education, finance, hardware and networking, manufacturing, software and IT services. Okay. So India ranks first in this index. Also, we are ranked at 5th position in artificial intelligence scientific publications. Next is, which is the first Middle East country with which India signed the CEPA, that is Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement? So the historical India UAE Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement was signed in the year 2022. And this is the first bilateral trade accord concluded by the UAE and India's first bilateral trade agreement in the Middle East region. So marking a successful year of the CEPA signing, a special business event was organized by FICCI in association with Embassy of India, Abu Dhabi and the Consulate General of India, Dubai. Okay. So here correct answer would be UAE. So UAE is the first Middle East country with which India has signed Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. Next is, which state hosted the B20 conference, the official G20 dialogue forum for business community? This is an important question because it is associated with G20. So Chief Minister of Manipur State, Mr. N. Biren Singh, inaugurated a conference on opportunities for multilateral business partnerships in ICT Tourism, Healthcare and Handloom in Imphal. And this was the first of the 4 sessions of B20 that have been scheduled in the northeastern India. So B20 is actually the official G20 dialogue forum for the global business community, and Manipur had launched new Industrial and Investment Promotion Policy, Industrial Single Window Clearance Act 2021 and Integrated Logistic Policy 2022 for ease of doing business. Okay, so Manipur has hosted the B20 conference. Next is, which state has passed a new liquor policy under which all bars operating in the state would be closed? So Madhya Pradesh Cabinet has decided to close all the bars operating in the state, and the liquor shops only will be allowed to sell liquor to the customers at the shop. So as per the policy, distance of liquor shops from educational institutions has also been increased from the earlier 50 to now 100 meters. Okay. So recently this new policy has been introduced by Madhya Pradesh state, which is related to liquor. Next is, Dust Lick is a military training exercise undertaken by India with which country? So India, Uzbekistan. So Dust Lick is between India and Uzbekistan, and this year it will be conducted in Pithoragarh in the state of Uttarakhand. And the Indian contingent will be represented by the 14th Battalion of the Garhwal Rifles, which is the part of Western Command in this bilateral exercise. So this joint exercise is aimed at enhancing military capability to undertake multi-domain operations in a sub-conventional scenario under the United Nations mandate. Right? So here correct answer would be Uzbekistan. 2 things are important. Dust Lick is the exercise between India and Uzbekistan, and this year venue is Uttarakhand. Next is, which country launched the Hwasong-15, which is the intercontinental ballistic missile? So Hwasong-15 intercontinental ballistic missile has been recently launched in North Korea. And South Korea alleged that North Korea could test fire intercontinental ballistic missiles on a longer trajectory and conduct its 7th nuclear test this year. And North Korea has so far conducted intercontinental ballistic missile test only on lofted trajectories. Fine. Only thing here relevant is Hwasong-15 is intercontinental ballistic missile, and this missile belongs to North Korea. Next is, which state or the union territory conducts the 3rd phase of Sagar Parikrama initiative? So the 3rd phase of Sagar Parikrama initiative, which aims to resolve the fisherman issues, is set to begin in the state of Gujarat. And Sagar Parikrama is a journey across the coastal fisher persons, and Sagar Parikrama is a journey across the coastal belt that demonstrates solidarity with all fisher persons, fish farmers, as a spirit of 75th Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So basically it is an initiative of Government of India, the aim of which is to resolve the issues of fishers and other stakeholders and facilitate their economic upliftment. Fine. So recently it has been conducted. So here correct answer would be Gujarat state. Next is, Northern India's first nuclear plant is set to come up in which Indian state? So Northern India's first nuclear power plant is set to come up in Gorakhpur in the state of Haryana, which is about 150 kilometers north of the national capital, New Delhi. So Department of Atomic Energy has been given permission to set up the joint ventures with PSUs for resources to open the atomic energy plants. So North India's first nuclear power plant is set to come up in the state of Haryana. Next is, Ran Utsav, which was seen in the news recently, is celebrated in which Indian state? So Ran Utsav was conceptualized as a 3-day festival which progressively evolved into a 100-day celebration at Dhordo, which is a village near Ran of Kutch. Okay, and the Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar arrived in Kutch, Gujarat, and participated in the Ran Utsav. Basically, it celebrates the nature at the White Desert and rich cultural and artistic heritage of Kutch. Fine. So Ran Utsav is celebrated in the state of Gujarat. Next is, which state's chief minister is the head of the group of ministers on online gaming? Actually, the 49th meeting of the GST Council was held recently under the chairship of our Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. And it was decided to clear all pending dues of pertaining to GST compensation to the states, and Finance Minister also spoke about the group of ministers report on online gaming and said that the report has been submitted. And the chair of the group of ministers is Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma. Okay, so correct answer would be Meghalaya Chief Minister. Next is, the MUKAB is a new development project associated with which country? So MUKAB is a new development project that has been announced by Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince and Prime Minister Mohammed bin Salman. And this plan aims to build the largest inner city building in the world, named as the MUKAB in Riyadh, which is the world's largest modern downtown in Riyadh, in line with Saudi Vision 2030. Okay, so the MUKAB is associated with Saudi Arabia. Next is, UltraSat is the first telescope mission of which country? So this is Israel's first telescope mission, and it is said to be launched into a geostationary orbit in early 2026 through a partnership between NASA and the Israel Space Agency. So the ultraviolet observatory will focus on observing short duration space events such as supernova and the merging of neutron stars, and it will utilize its wide field of view to quickly capture UV light from such sources. Okay, so UltraSat is the first telescope mission of the country Israel. Next is, when is the International Mother Language Day 2023 observed? So we observe this day on 21st of February, and aim is to promote linguistic and cultural diversity and multilingualism across the world. And also you have to remember that the year 2008 was marked as the International Year of Languages. And this year theme is multilingual education, a necessity to transform education. Okay, so two things are important. International Mother Languages Day is observed on 21st of February, and this year theme is multilingual education, a necessity to transform education. Next is, which state or the union territory instituted a feedback unit to gather the feedback related to functioning of government bodies? So Delhi government's feedback unit was instituted in 2015, and it is responsible for gathering relevant information and actionable feedback that are related to the functioning of the government bodies and the autonomous institutes in the Delhi government's jurisdiction. So this feedback unit is also responsible for conducting sting operations or trap cases, and its personnel are known as intelligence, assets, and it directly answers to the Chief Minister's office. So it is being criticized for being extrajudicial body that answers to only one individual right now. Okay, so here correct answer would be New Delhi. Next is, Kalpedia is a coastal town located in which country? Actually, why this town is in news? Because here whale stranding phenomena has been found. What is this? So it is a kind of phenomena that occurs when whales become stranded on land and cannot return to the ocean. Several factors have been proposed as reason for mass stranding, including the topography of the region, illness, human activities, and increasing the noise pollution in the ocean. Okay, certain regions such as Tasmania, etc. are known as the hotspots for whale stranding, and recently 14 pilot whales got stranded on the shore of Sri Lanka's Kalpedia. Okay, so this is a coastal town that lies in the country Sri Lanka. Next is, a metallic ball has been discovered at the center of the inner core in which layer of the earth? So researchers have discovered the fifth layer of the earth by measuring the seismic waves generated by the earthquakes. And they revealed the presence of a solid metallic ball at the center of the inner core, referred to as the innermost inner core. So now this is expected to reveal new insights into the deepest parts of the planet's inner core, right? So recently this metallic ball has been discovered at the center of the inner core in the fifth layer of the earth. Next is, which country has announced 30 days paid marriage leave plan? So China has introduced a 30 days paid marriage leave plan, and aim is to increase the country's declining birth rate. Okay, so this policy aims to encourage the young couples to get married and have children, and this is seen as an effective way to increase the fertility rate. So the extension of marriage leave is especially being implemented in the areas with relatively slow economic development. Fine. So the country China has announced 30 days paid marriage leave plan. Next is Agastyamalai Elephant Reserve, which was seen in the news recently, is located in which Indian state or the Union Territory? So this is the fifth elephant reserve in the state of Tamil Nadu, and it is situated close to the Kalakkad Mudunthurai Tiger Reserve, and Tamil Nadu government has recently issued an order to establish a biodiversity museum and a conservation center with eco park in this Agastyamalai Elephant Reserve, and it will be funded by Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board. Okay, so it lies in the state of Tamil Nadu. Next is, which country's fertility rate is the lowest in the world at 0.78 in 2022? So South Korea's fertility rate is the lowest in the world, and the average number of expected babies per South Korean woman over her reproductive life declined from 0.81 in 2021 to now 0.78 in 2022. And the country requires fertility rate of 2.1 to maintain a stable population. However, its number of deaths surpassed the birth since 2020. So the low fertility rate is causing major economic concerns there in South Korea. So the fertility rate of South Korea is the lowest in the world. Fine. Next is, what is INS Sindhu Kesari, which was seen in the news recently? So this is a Sindhu Ghosh class diesel electric submarine belonging to Indian Navy. And INS Sindhu Kesari recently reached Jakarta in Indonesia for the maiden operational turnaround via the Sunda Strait. Okay, so this is the first long-range deployment of a submarine. Fine. So INS Sindhu Kesari is a submarine. Next is, which country has launched commercial arms transfer policy? So the US administration has unveiled a new commercial arms transfer policy that places greater emphasis on human rights in its arms export policy. So this is in contrast to the Trump era policy that gave more importance to commercial considerations. So now the new policy covers the review of government-to-government weapon transfer, security assistance and licensed commercial sales of US origin military equipment that are overseen by various government departments. Fine. So recently USA has launched this CLAT policy. Question number 72 says, which armed force has planned to observe its Raising Day in Chhattisgarh? So Central Reserve Police Force, which is India's largest central armed police force, falls under the authority of Ministry of Home Affairs, and it was established on 27th of July 1939. So now it is planning to organize its 84th Raising Day event in the Bastard district of Chhattisgarh state. So this is the first time that this annual event will be held in the left-wing extremism affected area. Okay, so correct answer would be CRPF. CRPF has planned to observe its Raising Day in the Bastard district in the state of Chhattisgarh. Next is, the Union Cabinet has approved the air services agreement between India and which other country? So India-Guyana Air Services Agreement has been approved by the Union Cabinet recently, and this agreement will enable the flight services between the two countries. So according to the 2012 census, Indians comprise about 40% of the population in Guyana, and both India and Guyana are signatories to the Convention on International Civil Aviation. So India has air services agreement with around 110 countries, right? So Union Cabinet has approved this air service agreement with the country Guyana. Next is working mechanism for consultation and coordination meeting was held in which country? So working mechanism for consultation and coordination on India-China border affairs was established as a result of 2012 agreement between India and China. And the main purpose is to facilitate regular and institutional exchanges between the two neighbors. And recently the top official in India's External Affairs Ministry visited China to attend the 26th Working Mechanism for Consultation and Coordination meeting. And it was held in Beijing in the country China. Fine. Next is, where is the Indian Navy's Information Fusion Center for Indian Ocean region located? So the Indian Navy's Information Fusion Center for Indian Ocean region is located at Gurugram, and it is a regional maritime security center that was launched in the year 2018. So aim is to promote maritime security in the Western Indian Ocean, and recently it signed a memorandum of understanding with the Regional Coordination Operations Center of Seychelles. Okay, so here correct answer would be Gurugram. Next is, which city hosted the inaugural I2U2 Business Forum? Actually, I2U2 group consists of total 4 countries, which are these: India, Israel, UAE and the US. So recently the inaugural I2U2 Business Forum was organized in Abu Dhabi, and this meeting discussed the possibility of building integrated agricultural facilities across the India. Fine. So your correct answer would be Abu Dhabi, and also you have to remember which countries comes under I2U2: India, Israel, UAE and US. Next is, as per the trends in maternal mortality report, how many women died from preventable causes associated with pregnancy and childbirth in 2020? So this report was recently released by WHO, UNICEF, UNFPA, World Bank Group and UNDESA, and it provides globally comparable estimates at the international, regional and the global levels, and the trends between the years 2000 and 2020. So basically in 2020, approximately 800 women died from preventable causes that are associated with pregnancy and childbirth. This means that a woman died every 2 minutes during that year. Okay, so here correct answer would be 800. Next is, which country is the first in the world to create a national digital identity system in a self-sovereign framework? So Bhutan National Digital Identity mobile wallet has been launched in Bhutan, and during its launch, Bhutan's Crown Prince became the country's first digital citizen. Okay, so this makes Bhutan government the first in the world to create a national digital identity system in a self-sovereign framework, and aim is to provide citizens and residents with secure and verifiable identity credentials. Fine. So Bhutan is the first country in the world to create a national digital identity system in a self-sovereign framework. Next is, National Health Authority's Scan and Share service was launched as a part of which scheme? So National Health Authority's Scan and Share service has been adopted by 365 hospitals across 25 states and the Union Territories in India within 5 months of its launch. And it was launched as a part of Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, and the service basically enables paperless and instant token generation for outpatient department registration using a unique QR code displayed by the participating hospitals. Fine. So this service was launched as a part of Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission scheme. Kaziranga National Park is located in which Indian state? So this park is a protected area that lies in the state of Assam, and it is home to a large population of one-horned rhinos, and as of 2018 census, 2,613 rhinos are living in the park. So central government has sought a factual report on the rhino population numbers in the national park and tiger reserve based on the survey conducted in March 2022. So earlier an activist found the possibility of number of rhinos being inflated as well. Fine. Only thing here relevant is Kaziranga National Park lies in the state of Assam. How many national parks does Assam have? So Assam has basically 7 national parks, which are these. First is Dihing Patkai National Park. Second is Raimona National Park. And the third is Orang National Park. Fourth is Dibru-Sakhova. Fifth is Kaziranga. Sixth is Manas. And the last one is Nameri National Park. These are the 7 national parks of Assam state. Next is, which country launched the National Green Fiscal Incentive Policy Framework? So according to Kenya's National Green Fiscal Incentive Policy Framework, the government is planning to introduce a traffic congestion charge and a new tax for the manufacturers who emit significant amounts of carbon. So purpose of this proposal is to reduce the carbon emission, alleviate air pollution, and tackle the traffic congestion in the major cities and towns. Fine. So Kenya has introduced this particular policy framework. Next is, which state was ranked the top performer in the Foundation Literacy and Numeracy Index 2022? So Institute for Competitiveness released the second edition of Foundational Literacy and Numeracy Index, and it measures the literacy of children who are below the age of 10 years. So the index measures the states based on 5 key parameters, including educational infrastructure, access to education, basic health amenities, learning outcomes, and governance. So it has ranked the West Bengal state as the top performer and Uttar Pradesh as the lowest performer among the large state category. Okay. Which country launched the Soyuz MS-23 space flight? So Russia has recently launched this uncrewed Soyuz space flight named as Soyuz MS-23, and the purpose of the mission is to replace the Soyuz MS spacecraft currently docked at the International Space Station. And this Soyuz MS-22 capsule cooling system was found to be leaking, and the new spacecraft will provide a safe and a reliable means of transportation for future missions to and from the space station. And also the mission includes the repairing of the leaking capsule. Okay, so this space flight is associated with country Russia. US conducted a simulated tabletop exercise called DSC-TTX along with which country? So US and South Korea recently conducted a simulated tabletop exercise called DSC-TTX, and aim is to determine actions that have to be taken in the event of a possible nuclear attack by North Korea. So this exercise was the 8th edition of the US and South Korean Deterrence Strategy Committee tabletop exercise. Okay. So which two countries are associated with this exercise? US and South Korea. Where is the Urban 20 Engagement Group's inaugural event held? So Urban 20 Engagement Group held its inaugural event in Ahmedabad, and it is attended by more than 70 delegates from 42 cities. So this is the largest recorded attendance since the inception of U20, and this meeting focuses on the role of cities in economic prosperity and ecological harmony. So meeting aims to equip the city governments with on-ground solutions so as to close the gap between policy and practice. Okay. So the host for Urban 20 Engagement Group's inaugural meeting is Ahmedabad city. Next is, which country is the host of Asia Pacific Conference of German Business in 2024? So Asia Pacific Conference of German Business is a flagship event that provides platform to strengthen personal and economic ties between the countries in Europe and the Asia Pacific region. And India is likely to host the Asia Pacific Conference of German Businesses in 2024. So this was announced during the visit by German Chancellor Olaf Scholz to India. And the visit largely focused on the war in Ukraine and cooperation in green hydrogen. Fine. So which country is the host of this event? So answer would be India. Next is Tribeni, which is the host of Kumbho Mahotsav, is located in which Indian state? Tribeni Kumbho Mahotsav is an age-old festival that is celebrated on the banks of Ganga river. However, it was stopped 700 years ago and revived only 2 years ago by the locals. Basically, its origins can be traced back to thousands of years, and it finds mention in Bengali literature works. Fine. So Tribeni lies in the state of West Bengal. Next is Barisu Kannada Dim Dimava Cultural Festival was inaugurated in which state or the Union Territory? So this festival will be inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi. And this festival is a part of Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat initiative of the Indian government. And this festival also celebrates the cultural heritage of Karnataka state, and it is organized under the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So this festival will feature various art forms from Karnataka such as dance, music, drama, poetry, etc. Okay, so correct answer would be New Delhi. Next is the 18th World Security Congress witnessed the adoption of which particular declaration? So conclusion of 18th World Security Congress witnessed the adoption of Jaipur Declaration, and it was held jointly by India's Railway Protection Force and the Paris-based International Union of Railways. So this globally recognized platform focuses on the current security challenges in the railway sector. Okay, so it adopts the Jaipur Declaration. Foucault Karnali hydropower project is associated with which country? Actually, Nepal is planning to develop the Foucault Karnali hydropower project, which is a semi-reservoir hydropower project with a capacity of 480 megawatt. And it is to be built through collaboration between India's National Hydroelectric Power Corporation and Nepal's Vidyut Utpadan Company Limited. And the surplus electricity from this hydroelectric project will be exported to India, and Nepal will get 21.9% free energy monthly from the project. Okay, so this project is related to Nepal country. Next is, which city is the host of International Bioresource Conclave and Ethnopharmacology Congress 2023? So it commences recently in Imphal, means in Manipur, and Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh inaugurated the International Biotech Conclave. So for the first time since independence, Northeast region is organizing this international conference on biotechnology, and over 700 international and the national delegates representing over 35 countries participated in this conference. Only thing important is which city is the host of this particular event? Answer would be Manipur state. City is Imphal. Which city is the host of W20 Inception meeting under India's G20 presidency? W20 means Women 20. So Women 20 is an official engagement group under the G20, which was established during the Turkish presidency in 2015. And Aurangabad hosted the W20 Inception meeting, and this will be followed by 2 other W20 international meets at Jaipur, Rajasthan in April month, and W20 summit in Mahabalipuram in the state of Tamil Nadu in the month of June. Okay. So here correct answer would be Aurangabad, and this is an important question because it is associated with G20. Next is, which city has been renamed as Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar? So after receiving the no objection letter from the Union Home Ministry, the government of Maharashtra issued the notification to change the name of Aurangabad city to Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar and Osmanabad city to Dhara Shiv. Okay. Aurangabad is a city in Maharashtra state which is known for 17th century marble Bibi Ka Maqbara shrine, which has been styled on Taj Mahal, and Aurangabad caves comprises ancient rock-cut Buddhist shrines as well. Okay, so now Aurangabad would be called as Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar. The second Semicon India Future Design Roadshow was recently launched in which Indian city? So second Semicon India Future Design Roadshow was launched recently in Bengaluru city, and this roadshow is being organized with the aim of attracting investment in India's semiconductor design ecosystem. So inaugural edition of this event was held in 2022 in Gujarat, and during inauguration, the launch of India Semiconductor Research Center was also announced. It is a private industry-led research center. Okay, so here correct answer would be Bengaluru city. Question number 95 says, Elephant Conservation Network has been recently formed in which state or the Union Territory? So Assam-based non-profit organization Aranyak has formed a network of local communities called Elephant Conservation Network, and the network has been formed to tackle the issue of human-elephant conflict in the state of Assam. So 7 elephant conservation networks have been formed involving village youth who have been educated about elephant ecology and behavior and effective mitigation measures as well. Okay, so recently it has been formed in the state of Assam. Which state or the Union Territory hosted the snow festival, that is Winter Carnival? So the snow festival was organized in Rafiabad area of Baramulla district in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. And aim of this carnival is to promote village tourism and local culture in the Rafiabad area, and this festival was organized by the district administration Baramulla. So it featured music, dance, cultural events and snow cricket, volleyball and skiing. Okay, so snow festival, that is Winter Carnival, was organized by Jammu and Kashmir. Shiv Mogga Airport was recently inaugurated in which state or the Union Territory? So Shiv Mogga Airport was recently inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the state of Karnataka. And during the visit, Prime Minister also laid foundation stone for 2 railway projects here, and this airport was built at a cost of 450 crore rupees. Basically, it will help to boost the accessibility and connectivity of Shiv Mogga and other neighboring areas in the Malnad region. Fine. So this airport has been inaugurated in the state of Karnataka. Which Indian has been selected as External Auditor of International Labour Organization? So Comptroller and Auditor General of India, Mr. G.C. Murmu, has been selected as the External Auditor of International Labour Organization in Geneva. So he has been selected for a 4-year term from 2024 to 2027. And CAC will take over from the incumbent external auditor of ILO, Supreme Audit Institution of Philippines, and ILO had earlier shortlisted 3 Supreme Audit Institutions, India, Canada and UK, for technical presentations. Fine. So GC Murmu has been selected as External Auditor of International Labour Organization. Next is, which Indian has been nominated by the US President Joe Biden to lead the World Bank? So US President Joe Biden announced that the country is nominating Mr. Ajay Banga to lead the World Bank, and he currently serves as a Vice Chairman at General Atlantic. So he was President and CEO of MasterCard and he was awarded the Padma Shri in 2016. Also, he has worked as the co-chair of Partnership for Central America, and he is a member of Trilateral Commission, and also he is a founding trustee of US-India Strategic Partnership Forum, among other prestigious positions. Fine. So Ajay Banga has been nominated by the US President to lead the World Bank. And now the last question says, which is the first state in the country to use robotic technology to clean all its commissioned manholes? So the Kerala government has launched robotic scavenger named as Bandicoot to clean the sewages in temple town of Guruvayur. Okay, and it becomes the first state in the country to use robotic technology to clean all its commissioned manholes, and it was launched under the Guruvayur sewerage project in Thrissur district by the Kerala Water Authority as a part of 100-day action plan of the state government. Fine. So Kerala has become the first state in the country to use robotic technology to clean all its sewages. Now can you tell me, Suposhit Ma Abhiyan was launched in which Indian state? So it has been inaugurated in the state of Rajasthan recently, and goal is to keep every mother and child healthy. Fine. So answer would be Rajasthan. So these are the top 100 questions from past 10 days, that means from 21st of February to 2nd of March. If you find my speed to be little fast, you can adjust the speed as per your need using the YouTube feature. Okay, you can play the video with 1.25 or 0.25 as per your need. Fine. Now from 3rd of March onwards, we will cover the current affairs as per our schedule. Okay, and now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Minu Zahadsana signing off.